Hello, this is Ace, and welcome back to a Let's Play of Sparkster for the Super Nintendo, one of Konami's forgotten mascots, starring, I'm not quite sure what the character's name is actually. Probably Rocket Jim. That's the sort of traditional mascot naming scheme you've got in the 90s. Yeah, one of the many forgotten mascots of that era, but honestly one of the few things that came out of the Sonic the Hedgehog boom that stands up to the test of time, I think. I love these games. And I actually love this level. It's unique. There's so many just weird and wacky random things in this one pyramid. You know what's going to happen. We've all watched pop culture. These things are obviously going to chase after my butt. Come on. They've got a bit of a weird property. Come on. You see, they don't actually hurt. Yeah, whoops. I've got a theory as to why that is, but we'll get to that in a second. This pyramid just has lots of weird and wacky one-off mechanics. That pot, it is... well, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a roulette. Ow. This pot is also kind of a roulette. You can get, gems, bombs, and sometimes health. I don't think it's going to drop any. It's fine. Our goal here is to shift the pyramid around just enough so we can find the carpeted room. But I kind of want to explore just a bit more. So down here. Here is just another unique mechanic. That exists in this room and this room alone. You see, this room reverses your controls. See, not just left and right and up or down, which is a nice detail, by the way, but also left trigger and right trigger are reversed. But also jump and shoot are also reversed, which is just fun, I think. Not too hard to get out, to be honest. You just gotta sort of time it a bit better than I was. One more unique room. That's our goal, by the way. Still, I do like this level. It's just full of loads of weird and random one-off mechanics. This game really does like just unique things in their stages. There's also this. Ooh, it's a one-up just sitting there by itself. That's not suspicious at all. Oh wait, it's a trap. It's a trap. Of course, we've got a rocket pack, so you know. It's Rocket Jim and his rocket to the rescue. Yeah. You gotta love a possum with a rocket pack. Anyway, continuing onwards into the level, we've got the mid-boss, which is this sort of weird cat octopus thing. It's not too hard. Rocket at it, and then use the flaming sword swipe to get away. And you should mostly avoid damage, unless you mistime it. Second phase, not too much different. Just sort of rocket in a diagonal fashion. And sword swipe away. You should mostly avoid damage. Really not a hard mid-boss. Although, to be honest, I don't think any of the mid-bosses in this game are, have any sort of difficulty to them. Here we've got these... I'm not even sure what they are, but they're holding that thing up and that's blocking our path, so let's keep going. This area also has breakable walls, if you so wish. Just sort of rocket into them, much like stage 1. It makes sense. But, you know, that area is a bit pointless because there just happens to be a banana here, which is not quite a full health heal, but close enough. And here, nice little reuse of this orb thingamajig. You walk right, it goes left. You walk left, it goes right. Just sort of time it. Whoops. Or you could do that. That also works. Gonna head up here because we're gonna go gambling, which is Konami's bread and butter. Let's be honest. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? We get an apple. Well, we lost. Not quite the worst result there, but not great. And here, this is why I think the orbs early in the level don't hurt you. I think they're the same object as this thing. Only, they obviously placed them early in the level and possibly forgot to set the harming flag on them. It's the only thing I can think of. I think it's just something easily done in game development, to be honest. And yeah, of course, because we're not just done with the unique mechanics, we've got a rather cool polygon lift. Rocky out of there, though, you know, because those spikes. Yeah, it doesn't just crush you, those spikes are just instant death, period. Unlike every other spike in the game. It's those spikes survive by Mega Man rules, which is kind of fun. Okay, so just to demonstrate, spikes, full health, instant death. Inexplicably. Solutions to game dev problems. So, we're done. I like this stage. It also got quite a neat boss, actually. The Serpent also has a nifty mechanic to it. You can happily damage its body parts. Obviously, it's vulnerable in the head. But if you break off pieces of body, you'll spawn more serpents. These guys are just minor enemies. A single rocket pack should destroy them. My attempts at showing off what the boss does is getting me killed right now, so... that was a little worse than normal, but, you know, he's dead. It's fine. Don't try and show off what bosses do during Let's Plays. It really does lead you to almost die. Oh, bosses in this game are just so scrappy. I've had much better fights to that thing. Normally, you want to keep your distance. That's probably the best thing to do, and just sort of rocket into it and make sure you hit the head rather than the body, but... You know, I wasn't sure I'd get to show off the splitting up. Yeah, we have yet another mid-boss, and like every other mid-boss in this game, it's just sort of utterly pathetic. Just stand to the side and you shouldn't get hurt, really, unlike me. What I do like is just this. Look at this. You get to play the piano! How cool is that? Yeah, I think a lot of this game's charm just comes down to the random side details, and because this game wasn't cartoony enough, we're now in Music Town, which is just actually I've got to say even more cartoony than the rest of the series. This is like sort of really weird just being in this game. I mean I would say this isn't even like a Sonic level, but there does exist a Sonic level like that, so never mind. These wolves are costume rules of the world, who have very dapper and frankly adorable outfits in this world. Can be a bit of a nuisance, that room, because the walls have hit and run ability when they're popping out of the... Whoa, gosh. Oh crap. I didn't mean to do that. They have hit and run ability when they're coming out of the pipes, which is just enough to throw you off. If you mistime it, you can get absolutely comboed in that room. What I do like about this level is each path is just sort of different. There's like multiple paths in this stage. And multiple gimmicks. I'm going to see if I can... I don't remember which one of these I want to go in. Not that one, clearly. Back to the prawns, which I don't really understand. Oh. Well, I guess we're just not going to see the other gimmick of the stage. Thanks, Rocket Pack, you just got stuck. And level over. I will have to record the other bit of this level because it's got a unique gimmick and she's just kind of fun. let's see if I can actually get through this room without the eating every single bloody wolf as it comes out of the... Almost. There we go. Yeah, if you mistime that room, it's, like, actually kind of tough. That time went better. Again, just continuing just how cartoony this level is. I think this is possibly the most cartoony of the Rocket Knight games. Like, it feels very Saturday morning-ish. Okay, come up, please. One of the weird things about the bubbles is you have a very slight upward move, which was enough to make me go into the spikes. Just. And we're over that room. Here, one more unique enemy. Why not? Well, I guess it's an entire room with these enemies. You can rocket through this room. It doesn't end well, because you bounce off these enemies with a rocket pack, which I suppose is one way. Yeah, you can see just rocketing is really not good. Sword swipe works though. The flaming sword works quite well. Took a load of damage, but there's no good way through that room. Let's get some hit points. And yet again, the game is just showing off so much charm, so much neat little things. It's just great. I love this game. Still, what boss could possibly fit Music Town? Well, if you said your arch rival slash lover slash clearly... I mean, just let these guys figure it out for themselves, honestly. It's Axel Gear. Probably the other character people remember from this series. Because, you know, evil doppelgangers, they're fun. This fight is actually kind of tough. Oh gosh. If you can, rocket in response to his attacks. It should get you out of the way of his follow-up attacks. Like that. But this is just, again, a slugfest, but a fun one. Honestly, I think every one of the Axel Gear v Sparkster sword fights are just excellent. Although I still think I prefer the one in Rocket Knight Adventures. Because it has a really unique second form. Still, that's a fun fight, even if it is a bit scrappy. So, I said in the first part of this Let's Play, we were coming across what I would call a run killer, and that's actually the boss of this level. That'll be fun. In the meantime, the rest of this level is, yet again, honestly, really cool. Because they took the shoot-'em-up stages in the first game and just sort of really upped their ante. There are quite a few maneuvers in this stage. Jump will shoot fire bullets. Sword swipe, well, obviously use the sword. And you can also use spin, which alters the bullet spread. The spin is otherwise utterly useless. It's just a fun detail, like half of this game. And not to be one-upped by the pigs in the first game being suicidal, the wolves just sort of really... They just have no regard for their lives, just riding missiles. You know, and you thought the pigs riding balloons were suicidal in the first game. This is just... Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. Of course, being a Super Nintendo game and having a shoot-'em-up section, the lag is just kind of horrendous. So much slowdown. What I do like, you can just sort of destroy parts of this battleship. Again, really cool stage. But the boss is something else, and I've got a fair bit to talk about when I get to him. Oh gosh. Ah. Yeah, I haven't been playing shoot-'em-ups for a while. You can tell. Been a while since I put on a Gradius game. So, I was really hoping to get this part recorded, like, a few days ago, at this point. Also, here's a mid-boss. If you were guessing it was pathetic, you were right. I've got a while to wait. Because I think they clearly expected you to fight the mid-boss for longer. I was hoping to record it a few days ago, but yeah, because this is autumn and in the UK, fireworks, constant fireworks, and they just terrify our dog. So I know what you're thinking. Surely you could just record in the daytime, you know. See, that would be a good idea. That would be a perfect idea and solution to that. But people have been launching fireworks off in the daytime for some stupid reason. Which ain't great. It just terrifies the dog. And you can't really leave animals in such a scared state. We have found a solution, which is playing classical music. That really calms it down. So clearly the dog has refined tastes. I'm not sure why I didn't just, like, kill myself off in this, because I'm going to reach this boss. I'm already dead. I'm not surviving this. I'm already dead. I've got less than full health. Yeah, this boss is awful. This boss is utterly awful. So, I'm going to show you some live play, and then I got much more to talk about. So, like every other Rocket Knight game, this is the game's signature giant robot fight. Every Sparkster game has a giant robot v giant robot fight. Oh, yeah, dead already. And this is its stage. So, left trigger, punches left, right trigger, punches right. You also have access to a bullet, which really isn't all that helpful. So, yeah. Completely dead. This would have been like a dead... Yeah, this would have been a dead run even if it wasn't full health. This boss has issues. It can... As you can see, it had very much a Fist of the North style attack there. That's one of the big problems with this fight. Axel Gear can just decide to use that pretty much whenever he likes. If he does it twice in a row, you're dead. So, I'm going to give this one more attempt live on camera, and then I've got some things to talk about, because if this doesn't go well, I might get lucky. If I get lucky, I can keep the footage. But otherwise, you'll just be seeing me dying to this boss repeatedly. This isn't just a run killer in terms of like a no damage run or a no death run. It is a run killer in casual play. It is the only reason I haven't beaten this game on the crazy hard unlockable difficulty. This boss is a luck-based mission. So, basically, one of the big issues you may have noticed, he destroyed one of my hands, and I think that's one of the big issues with this Gosh. One of the big issues. I don't like the fact he's already done that really early. Come on. Okay. Ah! Wow, probably doesn't help. I'm actually... Oh gosh. You can rock it about if you can time it. You can also destroy his arms, and realistically that is what you want to do. You want to destroy at least one of them. You can also shoot projectiles, but that really isn't a viable strategy. Come on. Okay. We might have a shot. Oh gosh! Wow! I'm impressed. I've never had that happen. In all the time I've played this game. I've never had that happen. I didn't even know you could destroy both arms. Wow. Wow! For all the other instances of poor luck you get when Let's Playing games, that's about the best luck I've ever seen in that fight. Straight up. It is so much worse than I made it look there. So much worse. Okay. So, let's talk about it. When first encountered, this boss feels like a luck-based mission, and indeed he could do any of his attack cycles whenever he feels like it, from the occasional punch to the dreaded Berserker Rampage, and a state where he just seems to block all the time. Really, this should be a reaction battle. The thing about this fight, there are so many random and almost hidden mechanics that for years I just haven't understood how this boss works. So let's start with everyone's favourite thing in the world, statistics. The boss has 224 hit points, which sounds like a lot, because it is. However, each of the player's punches deals around 8 to 12 damage, although I'm not sure what causes the variance. The bullet, however, does a whole whopping 1 damage. In fact, there's also a bit of a glitch, in that if your bullet hits Axel Gear, he gains hit invulnerability, and any follow-up punches during this time deal zilch. Deal nothing. Axel Gear has one consistency in his AI. Once he goes below 56 hit points, a quarter of his life, he will enter the Kenshiro Berserker Rage for the rest of the fight. I know what they were going for, that the player just needs to go out and finish this fight immediately. But with no visual indication of the boss's health, it is way too difficult to pass, and honestly, I never noticed this aspect of his AI. How could you? You are, as they say, often already dead before you could even notice. The weird mechanics continue in how you deal damage to him. If you punch with one arm and then follow up with the other, that second arm deals additional damage, and you can do this up to 4 times. In fact, this is how the tool-assisted speedrun of the game kills this boss in mere seconds. Additionally, you cannot just rapidly fire with one fist. Repeated punches deal less damage, to a minimum of 5. Often during playthroughs you could just keep hitting the same arm over and over again and they would never seem to break. I don't know how anyone would figure this out. I really don't. The other Axel Gear Robot v Robot fights are nothing special from a gameplay perspective, but they are memorable, flashy set pieces. And the one major difference between those fights and the one on the Super Nintendo is those fights communicate the mechanics much easier than this one does. They're simple and to the point. Rocket Knight Adventures only makes use of dodging and a punch button, and Sparkster on the Mega Drive adds an uppercut and some blocking, giving Axel Gear the edge with projectiles. Still, no mechanics are hidden, and not having the biggest mistake I feel the Super Nintendo fight makes. Destructible arms, they don't have them. If you are going to include a wacky set piece in your games, that's fine, but you get one shot to communicate your mechanics, and the Super Nintendo Sparkster just fails at this utterly. I feel making the arms destructible just compounded all the issues already mentioned, and that was the death knell for the fight. Without destructible arms, almost none of these problems would be a major detriment. Instead, you have what is literally a roadblock in the game. Sometimes, knowing I have to come across this boss in the game has led me to instead boot up the other Rocket Knight games. Or just skip this stage with a password. And that's a shame. After all, I only learned about all of this thanks to looking at hex values. In game development, and especially in boss fights, if you cannot communicate mechanics through gameplay, I think you've failed. That being said, it is one part of the game. As I said in Ghouls and Ghosts, you have to judge games as the sum of their parts, and this game? It is still one of my favourite games in one of my favourite video game series. Next time I will continue onwards to the final 2 stages of the game, and as you can clearly see, the game has stopped pulling punches. Hopefully I don't have to do any more research on bosses, even though it's actually kind of fun. You see, I actually would like to try giving scripted content a go, and I hadn't actually planned on doing this with this boss. It just sort of came about when I wanted to do practice, and I learned so much weird things. I couldn't just do that in a live session, there's way too much to talk about. I have a couple of scripted videos in preparation, including a Sonic one, and coming at it from a game developer's perspective. Hopefully that goes well. This was effectively scripted. I would like you to let me know what you thought. I'm going to give one more update on my current health issues. It's good news for once. While I'm still having issues swallowing food, I have managed to eat more than before. Mostly rice with some very shredded meat, and inexplicably a McDonald's hamburger, which I guess doesn't really count as food. Still, a lot of the physical pain I was suffering with my throat, and the fact my body clearly thought I was starving it, have gotten a lot better. So hopefully, providing I get fewer daytime fireworks, the next part of the Let's Play will be soon. In the meantime, this is Ace, and I'll catch you later.